The next thing that we want to do is update these two sections here, the About Us section and the Team section. The Team section can be enhanced by using actual photographs of the team members here instead of these three circles. And then we can use this background color in the Team section for the type color in this About Us section to kind of tie the two together. Let's start off by controlling the appearance of the type here in the About Us section. So in the Layers panel, you can come over to the About layer group and expand it. Then you can highlight the About Us text layer. Then you can press the T key on the keyboard to activate the Type tool, and then you can come over here and click on this black box to open up the color picker. If you move your cursor outside the color picker, you get an eyedropper, and you can simply sample this swatch here in the Swatches panel. Once you do that, you'll notice that the color is updated here in the color picker. Then you can click OK, and you can see that the type has been updated within the document. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the body text underneath the header. Here in the About layer group section of the Layers panel, I'm going to select this type layer, and then I'm going to come over and click the color picker and choose that same blue color. So that was easy enough. The next thing is to place some actual photographs here of team members. So let's collapse the About layer group section and expand the Team layer group section. You'll notice that we have ellipse 1, 2, and 3. If your layers aren't named the same, go ahead and update them. It's important to name your layers in a way that makes sense to you when you look at them. It makes it a lot easier to stay organized. Nevertheless, what we want to do here is come up to the File menu, and from the File menu, you can choose Open. Now, inside the exercise files that you downloaded from our site, there's a folder called Mockup Images. And in there, you'll see we have 3 biopics. Go ahead and highlight Bio 1 and click Open. It'll open this document up in a new window. Go ahead and select everything, Control A or Command A on the Mac, and copy it to your clipboard, Control C or Command C on the Mac, and return back to the mockup. And what you want to do is highlight the layer called Ellipse 1. Then you can come over to the Edit menu and choose Paste or use the keyboard shortcut. And it will paste that image into this document. Press the V key on your keyboard to activate the Move tool and drag it into place. Now, you may need to modify this after the fact. And remember, you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard to nudge this into place. But as long as this image is above the Ellipse 1 layer, all you have to do is hold down the Alt key on the Windows side, Option on the Mac, and place your cursor between these two layers and click to create a clipping group. That will place this photograph inside of the ellipse. You'll notice that this layer is still selected, so if you have the Move tool currently active, V is the keyboard shortcut, you can simply use your arrow keys on your keyboard to nudge the image within the clipping group. Now what we want to do is just rename this layer. I'll go ahead and call it Bio 1. And we need to repeat that process for the other 2 circles. So again, we can come up to the File menu and we can choose Open. We can open up Bio 2. Once you open it, it'll open that document in a new window. We see this kind of crazy looking guy here. We can go ahead and select everything, Control A or Command A on the Mac, and copy it, Control C or Command C. We can close out of this document. We don't need it open. We can also close out of Bio 1 for that matter. Once you return back to the mockup document, go ahead and select the layer called Ellipse 2 and then paste that image, Command V or Control V. With the Move tool selected, you can drag this image into place, or you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. And then you want to go ahead and create that clipping group. Remember, hold down the Alt key on Windows, Option on the Mac, place your cursor between these 2 layers and click, and the clipping group is created. I'm going to go ahead and name this layer Bio 2. Finally, we need to do the exact same thing for this 3rd circle. Come up to the File menu and choose Open. Select Bio 3, click Open, select All, and copy. Then come back to the mockup document. Make sure Ellipse 3 is the active layer, and then paste the document, and then you can move it into the appropriate location. Go ahead and create the clipping group. Remember, hold down the Alt key on Windows, Option on the Mac, and click in between those 2 layers. And if you want to reposition the image within the clipping group, remember, just make sure that that layer is the active layer and the Move tool is highlighted, and you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Go ahead and update that layer name to Bio 3, and now we have these 3 images in place.